Okay, so I am the soul pool. You are the soul pool. Together we are the soul pool. A collective, and without you this doesn't work. We've got that out of the way. Astro DJ's playing a game of Russian roulette with me now because I have no idea what this means. I will dig, but it's something about the weekend, and you're right. So I will dig. I've got the melody going on in my head, so I should be able to find it, but it's certainly not anything that I know. So it's going to be interesting for me as well. So the weekend, and you're right. You right. You're right. That one. So let's see where this leads us, shall we? Somewhere strange, no doubt. The 25th is the vehicle. It's the home, the ancestors, the womb, the breasts. And we've talked about that a fair bit just lately, haven't we? So I believe some of you or somebody in spirit has gone through a lot of issues with reproductive organs and or the breasts. So we'll see. It's Cancer energy, which we're in now. So if you're born from the 21st to thereabouts, you're a Cancer. Little word about the 29th. I have a feeling that I'll be pre-recording the reads beforehand because the 29th is a year since my brother passed, and I'm not looking forward to it, to be fair. So I'll play it by ear and see how I go. It is in the last part, so this could be some way off. But just a heads up that the 29th, I will do the videos, but it probably won't be done on the day. They'll still be posted on the day probably, but I won't be doing them on the day. So it's good because it's in the upright. Just remember, you don't control others, you can only take control of your own life. A transformation is taking place, a Scorpio energy. There is endings and new beginnings. You're coming out of that chrysalis now. You've been the caterpillar, you've stayed in the safe zone for quite some time, and now it's time to emerge on the other side. You've been banging your head against a brick wall for long enough. It's time to give up, because there is a passing, an ending, a death, or somebody feels stabbed in the back. Stick and fork in me, I'm done. There's confusion in this situation and probably lies because it's toxic. But the truth will come out, and it will hopefully release you from this toxic energy, Capricorn. Anything that you've been tied to by a contract, shackles, belief, vows, whatever it is, the external public life, what other people think. And we have coming out of that dark place, 2nd or the 29th, living or past it, for your diary and address, massively important in a positive way. So, in effect, all the major arcanas are positive, even though this is the toxic situation. It can also be passionate encounters. I did post a link on my page about the High Priestess specifically, And I think that's because Spirit was telling me that we needed to know. It is the B&J, the pomegranate, October the 11th, where I come from, but the carnival people, the travellers, the psychics, the mediums. But most importantly, it's about how you look after yourself, what you take into your body, and what comes out of it. Words written or spoken, diet, medication. So this lady knows everything, this person knows everything. These people born on this day will know. But they do not speak, they're mute. So the truth will come out and release you from a dark place, secrets revealed, but not by this person. So I can tell you that they're going to be revealed because that is my card, but you will find out some other way. The 15 could be negative or positive, but there is definitely an ending here. Put an end to it, with the endings become new beginnings. And you may be very massively confused about this situation, but it will take place. So there's dates again, the 13th, the 15th, the 2nd or the 29th. Taking back control of your life. Whoa, we have a flyer. So we'll keep that one out because we don't know which way it went. It's an extra card if you like. It's about being defending or being unable to defend yourself. It's up to you. Are you going to stand up for yourself, or are you going to keep being bullied in a situation by yourself or others because caring too much about what other people think? Finances, mothers, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, happy as a pig in shit. Secure. Security is a big thing. Gossip. Fire sign energy, immature fire sign energy. There is a way out. It's time to move forward now from stormy waters to calmer ones. But there is someone here who's not committed, wants to stick their head in the sand. They don't want to face things at all. Fire sign energy again. This matter has to be settled once and for all. It could be medical, as in teeth, or any situation to do with the womb and the breast, like I said at the beginning. But something has to be settled once and for all. An enemy will be overcome, and that enemy may be you. Swift communication. They don't do that for a reason, for no reason. The High Priestess on the High Priestess. The World Wide Web could be important. Somebody's in a dark place and needs to come out of it. They need to look after themselves. They need to be careful what goes in their mouths as in diet medication and what comes out their mouths as in word written or spoken. You're overthinking this. There is a way out, you just choose not to take it. This matter has to be settled. Those born on the 20th, living or past, date for your diary and address, massively important in a positive way. So healing needs to take place. Leaving the misery of the past behind. Do not take the baggage of the past with you. And don't listen to gossip. Listen to your heart and spirit. Oh my word. So, for me, to give you an example, this lady's come out 3 times, twice on with each other and once at the beginning of the deck. It is a dark place. Depression, ill health, bad work situation, bad relationship, whatever it is, the truth needs to be told to release somebody from this. For me, my birthday is on the 2nd, so that will be a positive event. But the 29th for me now will always be a negative energy, because that's the date that my brother passed. And I've just mentioned it. I didn't mention it for sympathy. It was just something I needed to speak about, because I didn't want you to wonder when it takes place. So for some of you, the 29th will be negative and the 2nd will be positive. You will know which is which. But it's very important that you take care of yourself. Be careful what you put in your body, as in your mind, body and spirit, diet, medication, etc. And the energy that you surround yourself with. Love has left the building because of this gossip. You're releasing a heavy burden that you've been carrying for a very long time. There may be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn man, or it could be this female's husband, unhappy. Could be a businessman, could be somebody darker complexion, could be someone in uniform. He was once a good friend, now a dangerous enemy. But there will be success when you settle this once and for all. Cut through the confusion and just be true to yourself. Don't hold on to people, situations, the outcome of a situation, the old way of doing things. Money especially, greed. You can't control others. And then you will grow. We cannot grow without the pain and the healing. Mothers, mother-in-laws, mothers of your children may be involved. It's about your growth. It could be the merging of two families. It's important to speak your truth and grow, because there is a codependent situation here. Somebody believes they cannot exist without the aid of another, or without the job, or without the things. There's something here that's holding you back from transforming. You can survive. You just have so many doubts and you're overthinking it. Stop overthinking it and just go with your gut instinct, with your feelings. Listen to spirit. It doesn't matter what other people think. Too many. No reunions at this time. Nor should there be, because you're healing. There is lies, deceit and theft, possibly by a Leo, to themselves or to others. Or possibly somebody born 1962, plus or minus 12, February to February. Someone very familiar to you. There's an elderly female that may be important in this situation. It's a negative energy. Someone may be about to pass. There is a female enemy as yet to be overcome, that we don't know about, possibly. There's problems within the home and family life, or an important building that has a negative energy around this situation. Could be a hospital, courthouse, a care home, your own home. It could be a loss of a home or a house move. There's gossip, obviously. People talking about this. More than one person talking about this. And we have a male enemy also. So there's two enemies here. So they could be yourself, like I said. But there is a friend or someone you can confide in. So, looks like one of those days, doesn't it? But like I said, this energy could play out in the coming days, because we're all on a different timeline. None of us are running on the same timeline. A lot of people sticking their nose in your business. You stop caring about what other people think. For now, there's nothing you can do about this situation, it seems, because you're overthinking it. You've got to chop wood, draw water, do the mundane things and let your mind wander. then you will find the answers. But be very careful who you let sip from your cup, be it mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. Don't give away what you can't afford to lose. Again, the number 2. So the number 2 is massively important. There may be an exchange of gifts. For me, it would be possibly birthday gifts, but I doubt it. Past that age where I get presents now. But it basically means what you give out is what you get back. What you reap is what you sow. Someone needs to visit the beach or across water. Time out. You can't do that, just get a bath. Salt bath, perhaps. There is justice needing to be served here. Fairness needs to be seen to be done. Someone is trying to do things by the book because they're frightened about what other people think. Number 11 is mentioned again. Be careful you're not being led by the nose because of it. Too many. And there it is again, the truth be told. The 14 for me is my brother's birthday. So he is telling me the truth. He's opening that door for me to transform my life. For you, that 14 could mean something else. But it's massively important. The truth must be told. You must speak your truth. And remember that all that glitters isn't gold. Money cannot buy you health or happiness. And that is the truth, whether you like it or not. So, solar eclipse, it's time to rebel against society. And master number 44, so it amplifies what I'm about to tell you. So solar eclipse is the 2 of Wands, the dark night of the soul. We are on the threshold of a new beginning. So let me find you it so you know there it is. It may have a sting in the tail. So whatever you do, it's not going to be easy. And we've been through this scenario before, haven't we? This card spells out changes. Eclipses, which we've just come out of one, both solar and lunar are the earliest forecasting tools in astrology. Through these dramatic sky events, the ancients understood major transformations, which is what we've got there. It is a massive transformation that you cannot fight. That's about to happen. And these eclipses look so dramatic, ancient people greatly feared them. And there is fear here. Since during the eclipse the sun and moon give the impression they disappear, the ancients associated eclipses with serpents they believed were devouring the light of the sky. And that enemy there has a serpent in his hand. So, an enemy is our own belief, I believe, because the ancients believed that the great serpent was swallowing the light. So, it was true for them, and this may be true for you. Something is eclipsing your light because you're not seeing things clearly. From this, the ancients formed the idea of death and rebirth, which is what eclipses are all about. In other words, when it comes to eclipses, something has to die. So something it will end, passing. For better things to be born, new beginnings. In the case of the solar eclipse, the effects are longer lasting. It occurs during the new moon when the sun and moon are in opposition but perfectly aligned. For a brief time, the moon will obscure the sun, so you will be confused, blocking it from view. In essence, this is a blackout and means we must focus on what is directly in front of us, so we may have a blackout with the internet. Usually, a change or a shock is in store, which may not be welcome, but is more than necessary so that you can move forwards from stormy waters to calmer ones. So the 6 of Swords. When the solar eclipse card turns up in a reading, you can expect swift changes. the end of one chapter and the start of a new one. You may have felt something would eventually happen, not having recently paid much attention to the situation there. Then you are presented with a shock or jolt, and you're reeling from this sudden change. This upheaval will take away what is familiar and safe so that you can embark on new territories or even venture to strange new terrain. But it will be daunting. These events seem like negatives at first. Excuse me. A divorce, the end of a relationship. Being forced to move, yes, possibly. Or even losing your job. Eclipses tend to affect relationships foremost, however, so you may soon see stressors and upsetting changes in the relational support you have counted on. For whatever reason, these may be taken away from you, either for the time being or perhaps permanently. So the one thing you can count on is that your life is going to go through a complete rearrangement. The energies are saying that it is necessary to be cruel before being kind. But eclipses are not always about the downside. Instead, you may find yourself having to dive in, change something, fix something, or create something you hadn't really thought about but will work out brilliantly. It will end up transforming your life in ways you've hoped for, maybe beyond your wildest imaginings. All in all, when the solar eclipse card turns up, it implies you are being forced to make a decision, to act on it. There will be no stepping away from it, even though you may not have been consciously aware of just how much certain issues were not working. It is time to look ahead and finally resolve. So settlement of a long-standing problem brings success, but it's got to be done fairly. Even though you may not consciously be aware just how much certain issues were not working, it's time to look ahead and finally resolve what has held you back. Now is time to begin anew, to start that new chapter in the book of your life. So rapid changes in a direction or life path, rising to sudden challenges, changes in job or residence, major adjustments in home and family situations, breaking of shackles and old patterns, being pushed in new directions. This is you taking back control of your life, self-mastery, where we started. Working with your shadow, feeling lost, being in the dark, just as the High Priestess is there. Facing what needs to be faced, a willingness to reinvent ourselves, being thrown off balance, then finding your balance once more. A shakedown, starting a new path, being zapped into awareness, becoming present, being required to awaken, being no longer able to rely upon the familiar. This is crisis, a time of change, possible divorce, dissolution, breakdowns, build-ups and relocation. So it's coming for many of you, and be ready. Don't go looking for it, but when it comes to you, take it on with all your strength you can muster. Thanks for listening.